Hey guys, welcome to another video here. I am going to be working on my junk journal and I'm going to be chatting with you guys. This thing has come a long way.
It's huge.
It has come a very long way.
It's very overweight in beauty.
It is very thick and full and
beauty. It's overweight and beauty.
It is. I hope you guys can't hear my stomach. My stomach's being really loud right now. I don't know why.
Drink Starbucks, that's why, Mom.
I did, but I had almond milk in it, so I'm not sure.
Oh, you guys should get some of those refreshers. Not add.
So anyway, I'm just gonna chat with you a little bit. It's been a heck of a week. It has been, look at that.
Nice job.
It has been a emotional week. It's been a very long week. It's been a confusing week. It's been all of the above. So earlier this week, I felt really overwhelmed, and I've been telling you how this is just a really busy time in my life right now. And so I felt really overwhelmed, and I went to my husband and I was like, listen, you know, something's got to give. I don't really have time for everything. So Selena's going into her senior year, and she's given me permission to talk about her disabilities. So Selena has cognitive delays, and that simply means that it just takes her longer to function and process things than it does somebody neurotypical. So she has to like repeat things over and over again to understand them, and she also has to sometimes need an explanation if it's not plain and clear. You know what I mean? Like if it's not cut and dry, then she needs you to explain it to her several different ways until you get to the explanation that she understands. So she is completely able to have a job. She's got a job right now. It's harder for her because she gets stressed out really easy. She also has a generalized anxiety disorder, and so that makes things really difficult for her. Like for example, she's doing pet grooming and working at a pet store, and the pet groomer was like, you gotta be quicker, you gotta be quicker, you have 20 minutes, this should not be taking you this long. Well, that's really stressful, and that's really stressful for anybody, and then you put on top of that somebody with an anxiety disorder, and that's just not, it's not a good environment. So she's got to deal with that, and she has to figure out how she's going to deal with that, and that's really hard for her. And then, you know, if somebody asks a question, again, that she doesn't understand, she needs somebody to be able to explain to her her way of understanding it. I don't know if you guys even understand that because it's kind of hard to explain. So this is a really important time in her life, I think, is what I'm getting at. She's going to be a senior in high school. She does not want to go on to college. She flip-flops back and forth with that decision a lot. Sometimes she'll say she does. Other times she's like, school is not for me, just because sometimes her processing is really slow. And so, you know how school is. You take a test and it's timed, and you're supposed to recall things that you practiced or that you memorized or whatever. And when you have, you know, cognitive delays like that, it's really hard to access that part of your brain to recall those, you know. We remember doing, I'm sure you guys remember doing like multiplication tables. That's what Hannah's learning right now. You know, doing multiplication tables. Well, multiplication tables are something that Selena has a hard time doing because of the part of your brain that you have to access to recall information. And that part of her brain is a little bit slower. So when you give her something, you know, a math fact, a multiplication fact, and say, here, you have to remember 7 times 7 is 49, she can retain that for a couple minutes. But then anything after a couple minutes, it's really hard for her to access that information. That's just the part of her brain that is really hard to access.
I'm just gonna take this.
That's fine. So it's not like any other child going into their senior year. You know, I have a 20-year-old, and I remember her senior year. Don't get me wrong, her senior year was stressful because she was like over the whole high school scene. So it was really stressful for her because she was just dying to get out of school. But nothing like what we're talking about now. Like, her future wasn't, what am I trying to say? A question mark. So that's where we are right now, is that we're just unsure of how independent Selena's going to be. She, of course, wants to be dependent, and we want her to be, or independent, and we want her to be independent. That is our main goal, to make her as independent as possible. But we still need to provide her with the support that she needs. We're not just going to ditch her. So that has played a very big role in a couple of the decisions that I've made this week. So that's just it's a gray area for us. And I don't like living in the gray area, honestly. I like black and white. So that's really hard to live in that gray area, not knowing where she's going to fit into this world. So that's been a little bit overwhelming. And Hannah's going into 5th grade. And we need to buckle down a little bit more than we have been homeschooling. For anybody that doesn't know, I homeschool Hannah. She's had intestinal issues her whole life. She had a surgery done like 3 or 4 years ago where they removed half of her colon, actually like 3/4 of her colon because it was stretched out. And it's just, it's hard for her because every day might not be a good stomach day. We pretty much got her figured out with some, you know, stool softeners and Culturelle, probiotics, things like that. As long as she keeps up on her routine, she's usually pretty good. But then, you know, if we're out or something and she wants to have, you know, something at a restaurant, it might not always agree with her. Or, you know, if we're driving out on the road, she gets car sick. And there's just so many, you know, variables to that. That's why we homeschool. So she's going into 5th grade, and I feel like she's not below where she should be by any means. She's a very smart child, very smart. But I feel like we probably need to be a little bit more diligent with her homeschooling. We're kind of like, I hate using the word unschooling because I don't think that it's called, I mean, I don't think that what we do is unschooling, but at the same time, it's kind of the definition of unschooling, where we don't really have like set times where we do things. We don't have like, oh, we need to accomplish X, Y, and Z. We kind of go at our own pace. We use life as learning opportunities, and we focus a lot on life skills. We focus a lot on, you know, what are you going to need to do to live independently when you grow up? Well, you're going to learn how to cook. You need to learn how to budget. You know, you need to learn how to pay bills. You need to learn how to, you know, do these type of things. And so that's where we learn a lot of times is just whatever I'm doing, whether I'm paying bills or shopping and using the credit card and hey,
use the credit card.
Yeah, or hey, we need to have, you know, food for next week. What do you want? We learned to, you know, we need to learn nutrition. We'd love to have, you know, French fries and hot dogs every night of the week, but that's not nutritious. You can't live like that. So meal planning, things like that. But we do need to dive a little bit further into specifically like history. I feel like language arts probably needs a little bit more attention, and science. So that's what I need to do with her. So I told you all that to tell you this. So I asked my husband, you know, oh, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. I feel like I don't have the time to devote to my YouTube channel and also be like, you know, present with the kids and what they need. And, you know, I still have to be a wife because my husband works a lot of hours. When I say a lot of hours, he works a lot of hours. He's been working, you know, 16, 17-day stretches recently, and that's hard for him, but it's also hard for us because, you know, we're just kind of over here hanging out, waiting for him to get home. So, and then everything falls on me as far as, you know, taking care of the kids in the house and the laundry and yada, yada, yada. Now, when he is home, he does help, but when you go to work at 5:30 in the morning and you don't get home until 7 or 7:30 at night and you're doing 16-day stretches, not a lot of time for you to help around the house because you're not home. So that's what I had approached him with and just said, you know, I'm feeling really overwhelmed. And his first instinct was to tell me, well, then I guess you need to let go of the YouTube channel because it seems like it's stressing you out. And I said, that's not what I want to do, though. I don't want to let go of the YouTube channel. Like, I've been with you guys for like a year and a half. You know, I don't have the biggest YouTube channel. I don't even have what's considered a big YouTube channel. I have a very small YouTube channel. But the fact is, like, it's mine. I have put together this community, and you guys have become like extended family. You guys have become friends. You guys check on me. You know, I want to see you happy, and that makes me happy. So when he said, oh, well, then I guess, you know, you need to let go of the YouTube channel, I was like, that's not really what I wanted to hear. But then at the same time, I was like, wow, I guess he's right. You know, if I can't handle if the YouTube channel is too much for me, then I guess I need to let go of it. And that was kind of the end of the conversation. And I started crying that night. And like, I was really upset. And I just thought, wow, I didn't know it was going to end like this. I had no idea that it was just going to all of a sudden drop out from underneath me and end. So I was really upset. And then the next day, I was really upset. I cleaned out my whole desk area here. I got a lot of my crafting stuff. Like, I donated a whole bunch of stuff. You know, I got rid of this holder that my iPad, my camera's holding. I went ahead and put that away. I just put a lot of stuff away because I didn't want to look at it. It made me too sad. So I was grieving. And I was grieving like the loss of friends. I was grieving, you know, this entrepreneur attitude that I had taken on. I was grieving it because it was all gone, and it just was really hard for me to accept that. So then the day after that, you know, I was a little bit better. And in his defense, he, you know, brought me home some flowers, and he knew I was having a really hard time, and he tried. He really tried. I just needed to grieve. I needed to grieve the loss of something that I had started and that I wanted to finish, but then I wasn't finishing because I kind of felt like I was failing, basically. So, yeah, I don't know. It was really hard, and when I get upset about something, this is another thing that you guys probably don't know about me. When I get upset with something, I shut down. And when I say I shut down, like, I turn off all emotions, because that's how I protect myself. Like, if I'm going to be sad, I don't want to be sad. So in order to not be sad, I have to shut down all of my emotions. And that is no good. That is not good for being a mother. That's not good for being a wife. That's not good for being a human being. But that's how I do it. I can't, I don't take phone calls. I just kind of try to work through it myself. So that's what I did. I stopped taking phone calls. I tried to deal with it on my own. Didn't really want to talk to anybody about it. And in this whole process, I'm crying and my eyes are swollen and I'm giving myself a what? A migraine. So then I end up taking migraine medication because I had absolutely just drove myself to a migraine with all the stress and the crying and yada, yada, yada. So I finally got it through my head. I was done. I was no longer chaotic mom. I just wasn't going to do it anymore. And then last night, my husband, he said, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "What do you mean? The kids were out in the pool. It was July 4th yesterday. I'm happy." I said, "What do you mean? There's nothing wrong." He said, "Yes, there is." I said, "Dude, I'm dealing with this the best I can right now. That's all I can tell you, is that I am trying to deal with this." He said, "That's the problem, is that you're not happy. And if you're not happy, I'm not happy." And I said, "Please don't go through this. I don't want to go through it again. I don't want to talk about it. It makes me sad. Let me grieve this and move on. I'm doing better than I was yesterday. Yesterday I'm better than the day I was before. Just let me go through this process." He said, "No, you're not going to go through this process. You're going to start your YouTube channel." And I said, "Oh my gosh, stop right there." I said, "I came to you." Hold on, let me grab my cart. So I said, no, don't do that. I came to you and you told me that, I told you I'm overwhelmed. You told me, well, then I guess you need to let go of YouTube, and that's what I'm doing. So just don't start with the YouTube thing. I can't deal with that right now. He said, "No, listen to what I'm saying. I will do anything I have to do to support you. I love you very much and I want to see you happy." And I had no idea that letting go of YouTube was going to make you this unhappy. I thought that that's what you were coming to me saying, that you needed to let go of something and you were kind of looking for me to agree with you. So I agreed with you. I'm like, no, that's not what I was doing at all. I was coming to you to ask you to support me by helping me get rid of some of the stress in my life so I could continue the YouTube channel, because that's what I wanted to do. I want to continue to be a YouTuber. I want to continue to send out happy mail and to make others happy and to connect with people. I love my viewers and they've become friends, and I don't want to give that up. That's something I do for me. Like everything else that I do, even though it is for me, it's for others too. You see what I'm saying? Fighting for Selena's rights at school, trying to figure out, where she's going to be as far as how independent she's going to be, and possibly fighting for her rights all her life, because honestly, you guys, I hate to say this, but especially with mentally ill people, they get stepped on a lot. And I find myself, the last big fight that I had was to get her a bed at a mental institution when she was having a psychosis. And we went to the nearest hospital and they told me, "I'm really sorry, we called all in the state of Maryland and there are no beds in any psychiatric unit available." Okay, well, that's not gonna work. She's currently hallucinating and hearing voices, and she needs to be stabilized on her medication. So you guys need to figure something out. And their answer was, "We can't. There's nothing we can do." So I had to research and figure out that there was a hospital that had it's like a holding center. So there wasn't beds available on the psychiatric floor, but there were beds available in a secured unit that she could be in. Because the problem is when you are experiencing, you know, a mental illness health crisis, you might need somebody there watching you 24/7. And as a mom, I can't watch you 24/7 because I have to sleep too. And I can't lay down at night and close my eyes knowing that you're in crisis. And that's what mental institutions, psychiatric institutions, I hate using the word institution, psychiatric hospitals are for, because they can monitor you and keep you safe. So that's the whole thing, is that when I was told there were no beds for her, I was like, well, it's just not going to work, because that means that I can't sleep. She's not sleeping, and she's having, you know, horrible hallucinations that are scary. She doesn't know whether they're real or not. You know, it's just like, so that was my last big fight for her. And so I have to fight for her continually, and then I have to try to figure out, you know, Hannah's diet and what disagrees with her and what agrees with her. And, you know, like I said, we're pretty much in a good place with like probiotics and stool softeners and stuff, but I still have to be wary of everything that she puts in her mouth, because I don't want her to have a bad reaction. And then everything else I said, being, you know, just a mom and a wife and whatever else. So YouTube was mine. YouTube was for me, and I let it go. And he said, no, you're not doing that. I had no clue that you were just going to become the shell of a person walking around. And I said, you know, whatever. I told him, I said, you know what? Our marriage is everything to me. Our marriage and being a mother. And if I have to choose between being a YouTuber, being an entrepreneur, and being your wife and being the kid's mom, I'm going to choose the kids and you all the time. You're going to win. You know, you've won this. He said, but I don't want to win. Like, I need you to be happy, and you're not happy at all. And I told him, but I'm working through it. You know, I'm doing the best I can. I'm working through it. It'll be fine. So I'm trying to reassure him. He's trying to reassure me. And he finally said, just stop. You've got to go back. You have to go back and do videos, because this is just not, it's just not going to work if you don't. So guess what, guys? Here I am. So here's the plan. It is Friday, July 5th today. I am going to take 2 to 3 weeks off. So I need to go down and see my father in Florida. He is 88 years young, and so I feel it's just so important to spend the time with him that I have before he goes and sees my mama and Jesus in heaven. He's not sick, but he's 88 years young. So I need to go see him. I need to get Selena through this summertime job. I need to get Hannah caught up to where we can begin 5th grade at a 5th grade level. So we're pushing through the summer as far as homeschooling. And I need to take time off, but I don't want to let go of this channel. I don't want to let you guys down. I don't want to let you guys go. I have formed relationships with you guys, and I look forward to doing videos. I look forward to communicating with you. I look forward to hearing about your lives. And I feel like I would lose friendships. I mean, you guys are my friends. I feel like I would lose that if I just was not on social media or on YouTube anymore. So that's it for this video. I am going to keep being a YouTuber. I am going to keep being Chaotic Mom. I just need a break. But I'm very grateful to have you guys. I hope that you guys will all be patient with me in this 2 to 3 week break. Hopefully I'll be back maybe middle of August. I've got a trip to, what is that place called? Great Wolf Lodge going the 2nd week of September. So we're hoping to vlog that. I want to vlog some of that because we had such a good time last time, and I kind of regretted not vlogging it last time. And this time we're going for a whole week, and it's going to be amazing. So I'm hoping to vlog that.
Oh, and they have good food service there.
They do. As far as Hannah's allergies and everything, they're amazing. That's in the Poconos. So anyway, I hope that you guys stick around with me, and thank you for being patient, and thank you for being more than I ever even knew that you guys were. I I guess you don't know what you have until it's gone, and I was willing to give it up because I love my husband and I love my family. But luckily I have an amazing husband and an amazing family, and everybody's rallying around me telling me that they will do whatever they have to do to support my dream of, you know, being a YouTuber and being an entrepreneur and making my own money on the side and being dedicated to something and continuing to have the friendships on YouTube that I have. So I'm just going to shut up now because this video is already like, you know, 25 minutes long. I will see you guys at some point. Please be patient with me. I will still probably be around on Instagram and Facebook, but I need a break. I need to be a mom and a wife right now, but the good news is I will be back.
This is my cute little thing.
Hannah's doing a journal also. She's got tons of goodies here, tons of amazing layouts and vintage stuff. She's a very talented little artist here.
Oh, and show them this. So it says "Feel Me," and this is a cotton pad that I made into a heart shape.
It's really cool.
It's really soft. It's really cool.
So we're signing off for a little while. We're gonna enjoy our summer. We're gonna enjoy our pool. Yes,
Maybe
we got
a
our
video
pool
on the
up.
pool.
Maybe, we'll see. But right now we're just gonna take a break. So I hope you guys are patient with me, and thank you so much for being the most amazing channel ever. And like I said, I would miss you guys incredibly, and I wouldn't be able to
Function.
I wouldn't be able to be the person that I am without you guys. I mean, that's pretty much what this experience has showed me. So thank you to each and every one of you, and I will see you next time.